What is the standard of review when appealing a court decision? Imagine you've just received a court's ruling that you believe is wrong. You might wonder, how does an appellate court decide whether to change that decision? That's where the standard of review comes into play. It's like a set of rules that guides how much an appellate court should look into the original decision. This standard helps decide if the trial court's ruling should stay or be changed. There are three main standards used when appealing a court decision. The first is called de novo review. This applies when the appeal involves questions about the law. The appellate court looks at the legal issue from scratch, as if it's deciding for the first time. They don't give any special weight to what the trial court decided. This standard is often used for cases involving motions to dismiss or summary judgment. It's the most favorable for someone appealing because it gives the court a chance to correct legal mistakes. The second standard is abuse of discretion review. This is used when the appeal involves decisions that involve judgment or choice by the trial court. For example, decisions about evidence or procedural matters. The appellate court shows a lot of respect for the trial court's judgment and will only reverse if the decision was unreasonable or clearly outside the bounds of acceptable choices. This recognizes that trial judges are in a good position to make these calls because they see the evidence firsthand. The third standard is called clearly erroneous review. This applies to factual findings made by the trial court. When a court makes a decision based on witness testimony or evidence, the appellate court usually defers to that decision. They won't overturn it unless they are very sure a mistake was made. This standard respects the trial court's ability to judge credibility and weigh evidence. Reversing on factual grounds is rare unless the appellate court is convinced the facts were wrongly decided. The choice of which standard to use depends on what kind of issue is being appealed, whether it's a legal question, a factual finding, or a discretionary decision. When preparing an appeal, parties usually specify the standard they believe applies because it shapes their arguments and chances of success. Understanding this helps both sides know what to expect. Appellate courts tend to be cautious about overturning decisions, especially on factual matters, because the trial court had the advantage of seeing witnesses and evidence directly. But if the issue is a legal question, the de novo standard gives the appellate court the freedom to correct errors. In the end, the standard of review balances respect for the trial court's role with the need to ensure the law is applied correctly. It's a key part of the appellate process that shapes whether a decision gets upheld or changed.